Hello, hello. We chat have just been talking about all of our animals, our cats and our dogs and our various things because I just got a puppy, my second puppy. The other puppy's 5 years old. He's not a puppy anymore. Anyway,
He'll always
hi
be a puppy.
everyone. How are we doing?
That 30-second countdown was such a vibe.
Right?
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
I was jamming.
You're
Me
like,
too.
oh, this
Yeah.
is gonna be a relaxing 2 hours. It probably won't be, but it makes you think it might be. We're gonna introduce ourselves while everyone in the chat who's saying hello. I can pop up your comments. Okay, if you want to start.
Of course.
This is not Mick, I should point out.
I was going to introduce myself as Mick, but I mean,
right.
that's fine. No, I am Tay, and I am a content creator. Yeah, that was me. I make videos about being an indie author as well as a book lover, and I make little free library videos too and stuff like that. But I'm also an indie author, and these are my 2 books. This is Venture Below, book 1. This is book 2, Venture Beyond. It came out in January, and it's a YA fantasy series full of action. I just finished the second draft on the 3rd book, Venture Alone, and that is currently resting in the ether. / Natalie's Google Drive. And it's going to be there for a little bit because I am going to come out with a 2nd edition of Venture Below, and I am reshaping it, remolding it. I am 80% through chapter 1 right now, and me and Natalie have outlined up to chapter 29. So we've got a lot of stuff cooking. I am super excited about this new edition, and yeah, that's me.
Yeah, and Mick was supposed to join us. You were not being deceived. That was supposed to happen. But she had to cancel last minute, and I happened to be speaking to Taylor when we found out, and I said, hey, Taylor, you want to come on tonight? And she said no, and then now she's here.
I said no, but I should.
No, but you should. And you did. All right, Sarah Jane, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Sarah Jane. I am currently working on Project Crown. This is draft 3. I am currently working on draft 4. This is my debut novel that I'm trying to get traditionally published. So my 2-year anniversary for working on this novel is actually July 4th. So we're coming up on it. So I'm really excited to kind of celebrate working on something for 2 years of my life.
Yeah.
Yay.
That's amazing. Congrats.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I am Ari, also at Ari's Pages. I also am here on YouTube documenting my writing journey inconsistently at best, and that is just how we are coping, and that's fine. I am working on my eco fantasy novel. Everybody's holding up their book, so it's in this cardboard box. And we're currently working on a read through of an 100,000 word manuscript. And we're about like 110 pages in. So that's what I'll be working on tonight. And yeah, so happy to be here.
Yay. And hi, I'm assuming you guys know me because you're on my channel, but if you don't, my name is Natalie. I write books, I read books, and I make content on the internet about those 2 things. Today, I am working on draft 3 of my YA fantasy. It's really draft 2, but I'm going through and filling in all the brackets and things that I left out so that I can make a pretty version and print it out and read through it. So that's what I'm doing today. Let us know what you guys are working on in the chat. We're planning on doing 2 40-minute sprints today. We're doing the long sprints. We're checking in. We're clocking. I haven't even pulled up the timer. Guys, today was my first day of my new job, and I have been sitting at this desk all day, and my brain feels like spaghetti.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing great.
Delicious.
You are.
You're doing great, sweetie.
I'll pull
You're
it up.
doing great.
It's great.
New job,
spaghetti,
tough transitions. It's hard to sit all day. It is.
It is. I'm not used to sitting all day. I kind of like it, but also it's an adjustment. Speaking of spaghetti, what's everyone having for dinner tonight?
I had Chipotle. I love Chipotle.
Chipotle is my life.
I had a steak. My husband was like,
Steak.
Yeah, he's like, "You want me to cook?" And I'm like, "Do I?" So we had some steak tonight.
Ooh.
Sounds amazing.
I think I'm gonna have popcorn.
Girl
Little
dinner.
Girl dinner.
Oh.
Popcorn and a Coke.
Yeah.
Incredible. I just heard my husband come home just now, and I am hoping and assuming he brought dinner, so I'll find out during our first sprint. Oh, Anna says she's pretty sure they're having spaghetti, which is delightful. I love this. I
Amazing.
love that. Okay, let's see what everyone else is working on. Jeannie says, I'm working on development for my first project, so very much a newbie here. So glad to be here with you all. Hi, Jeannie. Welcome.
Hi.
Very exciting. I feel like the development stage of just like brainstorming is the best part.
Mhm.
Hannah Grace said she's working on draft 2 of Project AOS. It's a YA religious fantasy and sci-fi novel. Yes, I've been watching your videos, Hannah. Very excited to read that. Ian said getting book 4 ready to send off to an editor tonight. May have forgotten all about it until just now. Well, Godspeed.
I hate and love that for you, Ian.
That is so much stress, but that's fine. Evelyn working on chapter 9 of her current whip. Love it. Shadowflight is working on a short story, playing around with magical realism. I have never written a short story a day in my life. Outside of school. I guess for school I wrote short stories.
Yeah.
I feel like I should. I feel like it
It's
would
fun.
be very satisfying to write something
Yeah.
short.
Yeah. It's very fun.
I had a friend tell me the other day that I didn't realize there was a whole different other way of going into publishing, and it's through short stories. And so he's writing a short story, and I guess, and I could be totally wrong in how I'm relaying this, but the way it was explained to me is like you could get a short story published, and then once that was published, it was easier to publish one of your full-length novels. So if anybody's interested in something like that.
Interesting. I feel like that's probably true for like literary stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's necessarily true for genre stuff, but also I could be wrong. I know nothing. I know nothing. Okay, well, I have a question for everybody before we jump into the first sprint, if everyone's down.
Oh, yeah.
I have 2 questions. I have like a practical question and then a fun question.
Okay.
My practical question is, what is everyone's goal for this stream? And chat, please answer as well. What is it that you want to accomplish at the end of our 240 minutes?
I love the achievable, the SMART goals, Natalie.
Mhm.
Love it. Love
Your
it.
goals don't have to be smart, but they do have to be in a sentence.
I think I just want to like read 10 pages and like annotate and mark up 10 pages. That's my goal.
Incredible. Anybody else?
I think I want to try to finish revising 1 to 2 chapters. I think that's definitely doable with 40 minutes.
Okay.
I want to finish chapter 1, which I don't have much to write, so I think I'll definitely do that. And then maybe chapter 2, because of whose perspective it's going to be in. I feel like the words are just going to flow out of me.
Okay.
So I'm thinking it's possible with 240s.
240s. It's gonna be great.
I could do it. I'm thinking I could do it. I'm ready to lock in.
Mine is I have to rewrite this paragraph scene at the end of chapter 3 to fit new information I've added. And then I want to start on chapter 5, skipping 4 because 4 is done. So 3 and 5.
Love it.
Okay. Now my dumb, stupid, fun question. What is the weirdest thing that you own?
Own?
Yeah. The weirdest thing you have in your house. Yeah, look around.
I know, like, I don't think it's weird, but I think it's kind of cute. Hold on.
It's like something that you don't think anybody else in the world owns.
I got this from the thrift store for $1.
Cute.
Ew.
Little kitty. It is very
I have to go
Van
get
Gogh's
mine.
irises. So
Oh, it's beautiful.
I
Van
named
Gogh's
him
eyes is plus
the
16.
Void. He's Void. Mr. Void.
Incredible.
Yeah. $1 in the frame.
Love the thrift store. Jules.
Amazing.
All right, you can go first. I'm still
I
thinking.
need to go get mine. So hold on one second.
Mine's in my
It's in
kitchen.
the other room.
Incredible. I
Oh,
love
no.
it.
And she's gone.
Oh,
I asked this on the last Tuesday live stream I did, and I would just want you to know that Cody said that like he had a jar of like blood and teeth from when he was a child, and like his parents can clone his DNA or something.
Why does that like not surprise me in the slightest though?
Please
actually
go rewatch
crazy.
that stream and hear his answer. I took out my AirPods so that I couldn't hear the rest, but I'm sure it's interesting. I was like, I faint at the sight of blood. I'm not going to listen to this right now.
Oh my gosh.
And Cody, I hope you are watching.
Called out. I don't think this is weird. I think it's just more like serendipitous.
Okay.
So I have this like weird elephant figurine collection that like I've just like gotten from all these different people and like all around the world. So like this is super common. You can get this like in South Africa. Like I did a lot of research in Kruger National Park during my PhD. So like this is from there. And then like an old professor from my PhD program was just like giving away his entire personal library because he was retiring, and he just like happened to have this like absolutely gorgeous like
Wow. No,
fully
that's so pretty.
stone elephant. And then I have a couple more, but like I don't have that many hands, and I'm not gonna go get them. But like it's just like this little like elephant figurine collection.
And
I love
elephants
it.
are not your favorite
Precious.
animals.
I really like elephants.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you know they're matriarchal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Did you know they can recognize themselves in a mirror?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Amazing. I love
You're
elephants.
putting a mirror in front of them.
It's a big mirror.
Experiments.
Yeah,
Apparently they can like tell each other apart just by like looking at a picture of another elephant.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then they like all their young will like take a nap, and all of the adults will like stand in a circle around them to protect them while the young are napping. And it's like just really beautiful.
I
Love
that.
elephants.
Wow.
Love that.
Sarah Jane, what's the weirdest
Oh.
thing you own?
Okay, well, it's not as cute of a story as Ari's, but so when I was in Edinburgh in January, I love leather. That's like a weird like side note. I love leather journals, leather pouches. I just love them. So I went to this local leather shop outside of Edinburgh to get like a little leather notebook. I think I've showed you guys before. It's my little red one I carry around. And the guy was trying to learn how to make a new thing. And I was like, I don't know, it was a small shop, new. I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy it. And it turned out, because I didn't know what he was making. And so you guys remember in The Mummy when Brendan Fraser like rolls out the tools? So it's that.
We're all like,
But I don't have like archaeological tools. I just put like highlighters and stuff in it.
That's so cute.
okay, that's sick.
So cute.
So I just carry this around with me, and it just makes me smile.
I love that.
Amazing.
You said Brendan Fraser, and I was like, I'm locked in. Tell me more.
We both were like, all of us were
I
like, wait
feel
a
like
minute.
you have to like slap it out every time you
know,
use
right?
it,
Let
you
me
know?
I hope nothing flies out. Ready?
It gets so
Three,
dramatic.
two,
Oh,
Oh my
yeah.
god. And it
Yes.
stays perfect.
Incredible. I love that so much. I think I said in the last one the weirdest thing I own was a wooden duck / goose.
Okay.
But if you want to hear that story, you have to go to the other stream. But I think the second weirdest thing I own, it's not necessarily weird, but very specific. I used to work at Disney World, and this was back in like 2016. Doctor Strange from Marvel like became a character you could meet at Disney World, but he wouldn't sign autographs, but he had an autograph. And so I had Doctor Strange when we were working together backstage, sign one for me. And so I'm like one of the only people that has a Doctor Strange autograph in the world. But I think now that's not true because I think he meets at Disneyland.
I was like, how much would that stuff sell?
I don't
Like
know, just
below?
not-
Yeah.
It's on the back of a sheet that I can't show it to anyone because it's on the back of a sheet of like proprietary information for Disney World. But like it was the only paper I had. Anyway, so I think that's probably the most unique thing I own. But anyway, let's see what the other people.
Wow.
Oh, there's so many comments. I got lost in the sauce. Bell Brooks said, I love how everyone just looks around. Like, what is the weirdest thing I own?
I also have a lot of rocks. That's probably something interesting. I have a lot of rocks. I collect
do have
rocks
a lot
from
of rocks.
everywhere.
Hannah was on the stream 2 weeks ago, and this is what I was talking about with
Oh,
Cody and the
no.
jar. That's
I
terrifying.
did know this about Miley. I did know.
That's terrifying.
And I'm still fascinated by it.
I have Campbell Soup skateboards hanging in my living room that are pastel. I love it.
Literally.
Oh.
Love.
The jar. Cody. Yes. You kept your children's umbilical cords?
That's okay.
That's okay. I'll allow
That's
it.
okay. And she
Close
takes
to
it.
siblings. I don't know, Filipino culture.
Oh, beautiful.
I love it. Miley said she loves a good figurine collection. Let's see what else we got.
How could I ever forget? Truly.
Disney lore, love it. Anna has a name tag for the Gizmonic Institute.
If you
Sure.
know, you know. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
Hmm.
Okay, we've yapped. We have postponed. Let me actually set up Flocus, because if we recall, I was not doing that before. Nobody look at me too closely while I am typing. Nobody look at me. It's fine. Nobody look at me.
Your keyboard is so nice.
Oh, I'm
I
looking
really
at you.
appreciate the angle. The
I will get
closeness. Love
even
it.
closer.
Present, share screen, Flocus. Okay, you see it?
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
we do.
Amazing. All right, everybody, we're going to see you in 20 minutes. If you don't see my camera on, it's because I'm consuming dinner instead of writing. Okay, love you. Bye.
Hey.
Hello. How'd we do? What's with the dramatic sigh, Taylor?
What?
What?
Let me turn my light on. Wow. It went great.
That's good.
I don't even know how many words. 633. And I finished chapter 1.
Solid.
And we have 230 in chapter 2. I'm definitely going to finish chapter 2. Yeah.
I love it. Everyone, drop in the chat what you accomplished during this sprint. But Sarah Jane, what did you do? How did you do?
I revised one chapter. It's the beginning of part 4. And a lot of it has changed since draft 3, which is what you read. The whole character arc, one of the main characters, has completely changed. So I actually had to really go in and like change a lot of like interiority and things like that to kind of match up with it. But I got a chapter done and I'm very happy with it.
It's incredible.
Yay. Amazing. I read 4 pages, so under target, but that's okay. I was very distracted this sprint, so next time.
Incredible. You know what? You got time.
Yeah.
Also, your dog peeked through the door, and that was very, very cute.
And there's one right here that he's hiding. Yeah.
All the doggos. I ate dinner, and it was great. And then I wrote. Let's find out. 228 words. So like an
Nice.
alright amount, I would say.
Yeah.
Everyone else looks like you all are doing well also. Love it. Evelyn. Maylee. I always do that. Miley. 320 words. The main character read for Phil. Love it. Accomplished washing dishes. Hey, these are writing and productivity sprints, so that counts. Love it. Just got home from work, ready for yapping. We are going to yap for a bit, so we are here for you. Let's see. I got through 2 short scenes in my draft 1 reread. Could have gone better, but got 359 words. I feel like that's pretty wild. Adam is peeking doggo. Looking at doggo.
Yeah.
Everybody, we're going to play my favorite game ever, which is you're going to share the last line that you either wrote or revised. Some of you are ahead of me and have also already put it in the chat, and I will read those. But I will say there's not a bajillion of you on the stream, but every time I try to read everyone's, it takes way too long. So I'm only going to do a few, just a little scroll pick. But Taylor, what was the last line that you wrote?
The actual one?
Yeah. Not your best line, but the last line.
Okay, it is, but if I was by myself, I wouldn't harm someone.
Oops.
I have questions.
Yeah.
Taylor Jane.
Yeah, he's very sad.
A little emo boy.
Oh, Leo.
Mine was Penthesilea turned back to the council. Her expression hardened. We are headed to war.
We're heading to war.
War.
I love
Love
it.
the stakes.
All right, what you got for me?
Okay. The woman's eyes widened and she took a step back, though her vines still constricted around me. She leaned down to peer into my face. Not that exciting.
Lies. That's very exciting.
It's like this is like the first plot point. So it's like every other line is literally 10 times more exciting than the last one. But it is what it is.
And that's how a story gets made.
True.
How
about you?
Was his voice trails off like he's speaking to a small child and hoping they'll fill in the blanks. Okay, let me scroll up here and see what we got going on.
I need everyone's books. Just
I
like
know,
immediately.
Everyone. Okay. Miley said she stands with her forehead on a new brick wall, letting a worm that got turned out with the commotion tickle her cheek, and the shame washes through her and out with her tears. That's really cute.
Love that.
Let's see. Carrie said, I'll tell you soon enough, he says, his eyes dancing with giddy delight. But first, how do you fancy taking a day trip?
Ooh.
I fancy it very much.
I fancy it quite much, thank you. Each step was an effort, working muscles that typically moved with such ease. That's me after any workout, obviously. Let's see. There he is, our sacrifice. Wait, why did they send him? I'm always like,
Intriguing.
I read these and then I go, guys, are we good at this?
Are we slaying?
Good at writing? Might we actually publish these books? Who's to say? Speaking of which, have we felt like there's been a huge wave of everyone publishing recently? Which is like fantastic. I love that. AuthorTube is getting busy around here.
Thriving.
I'm a big fan. Okay. If anyone has any questions for me or all of us or any individual, feel free to target them. Just kidding. Don't do that.
Oh my god.
Drop them in the chat. And now is a good time for a little Q&A. Do any of you guys have questions you want to ask the collective? Incredible. I should have prepared you.
I feel like we can have some fun question. Hold on, give me 5 seconds. Okay, if not your chapter being a song, but if your main character had to have a theme song, what would it be? I asked this question having absolutely no idea. No, I actually do know exactly what mine is. Okay, yeah.
So I have no idea. Just kidding. I actually prepared for this. If you know, shout it out, or drop it in the chat, everybody.
Yeah, I know mine. It actually just came on right before this, and it hit me that this is so Leo coded, but it's called House Song by C Rose. And the literal line is, there's something rotten in me and I need to cut it out.
Ooh.
Tell me that's not Leo.
Love.
I was like, and I've heard that line before on TikTok and Instagram and stuff, but I was like, wow, it just hit in that moment, So that's definitely for chapter 2. 100%.
Love it.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be a little bit 2000s of me, but Fall Out Boy had this album called Save Rock and Roll, and there's a song that's my song knows what you did in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
Very much one of my main characters knows what's going on. That's that would be the vibe. Very rockish, very I hate you, I know what you did.
I love that. It. Okay, Ari, answer your own question.
Okay. Okay. It's kind of an obscure song. It's called Savage Daughter by Ekaterina Shelahova, but it's a cover. I think it's just
Cody just sent that to us. Yeah, he loves
Cody just sent this song to me and Taylor.
It's a great
so funny.
song.
It's in my Pretend the Earth Doesn't Call playlist, and it has been for a year and a half. It's been there from the start, and it was very much just
wow.
Okay, this is where she ends. This is who she is at the end. So it's always been kind of my North Star for her.
Oh, chills. I love that. That's a great song.
I know, I love it.
I'll look it up.
It's called, here, I'll just type it in the chat because I feel like I'm mispronouncing her name.
Mine is, honestly, it could be an easy answer because it's Anastasia inspired, so I could say Journey to the Past. But I feel like a more fun answer is Castle by Halsey, which is a very we're storming the castle type of thing, taking down the regime type of thing.
I do love
that's the vibe.
Love that.
So that's mine. And no one in the chat wanted to answer.
Ooh.
Oh, McKenna said, who is your least favorite character to write? It can be specific or it can be a type of character.
Any like secondary character, but like a secondary character that needs to have motivations. I'm like, I hate this because it's like antagonist, protagonist. I'm like, okay, understand you. I understand what's motivating you. I understand your arc. But I'm like, secondary characters? Like, I don't want to have to flesh you out that much, but you do. They always piss me off.
And it's always like, yeah, they don't need a backstory. And then 3 chapters later, you're like, oh, they probably should have had a backstory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think I don't okay, when I think of like a character I don't really like to write, I think it's somebody who's kind of boring or like neutral or just mid. Like I have some secondary characters that have a lot of personality or they each have their own thing. And then when I think of a character that I'm like, you're kind of just there. You don't really have like too much interesting like they're developed, but I don't know. I just find them kind of boring, even though there's no real reason for them to be. Like I have one character in mind who I'm like, yeah, I don't really like to write them, and that's probably why there's not many scenes with them because they're kind of boring. I'm like, maybe I should make them a little more interesting, but
Hmm.
it's not really needed that much. But I don't know if that makes sense.
I think it makes sense.
Yeah. Hmm.
A boring character. Sarah Jane?
Oh man, this is hard. I think, man, I think I have a hard time writing a weaker character, like regardless of gender, because I work in a field where everyone is just so in your face and way too confident. And so when I try to write a character who maybe is a little bit who has a hard time, I think maybe with some of the decisions that they're about to make, that's a little bit, I think, harder for me to portray them as well as I want to. I think I usually when I write that character, I have to write it multiple times to feel like I got it right because I want to do that character justice. So that's probably the one for me.
Yeah. It's a good answer.
That is a good answer. I feel like my unpopular answer is going to be my least favorite character to write is my main character in the second half of the book. Because, like, why is it so much fun in the first half? And then in the second half, you're like, okay, but we're not having fun anymore. You know? It's that second act slump. It's the, yeah. Second half of the book tends to be harder for me with the main character. I love writing a one-off character that doesn't have a name. I'm always like, heck yeah, throw in all the description, make them super quirky. You'll never see him again. I love that. I live for that. Okay, let's do one more before we do our next sprint. Everyone come up with a cozy genre blend that you would love to read.
Cozy or crazy?
Crazy or cozy. Crazy. Let's do
A
crazy.
crazy genre blend. Romance horror.
Oh. A romantic
Give it to me.
horror. Okay, and then give me a one-sentence pitch.
Girl, I can't even give a pitch for my own book. You want me to make one up for some random thing?
Asking too much.
She falls in love with the man trying to murder her.
And he's cursed.
And he's cursed.
And he's not actually trying to do it. You know, he doesn't know maybe he's doing it.
And it's a generational blood curse, obviously.
Doppelganger?
Doppelganger.
I think you should write it.
There you go. Nailed it. Okay. What else? What else?
Oh, someone you can build a nest in. Okay, let me add that to Goodreads really quick. Don't gotta tell me twice.
I feel like I would be really intrigued by like literary, like nonfiction, like a science book that's like nonfiction, but like written in like a very literary, poetic way. I feel like that would be really interesting.
Like a scientific paper, but like lyrical.
No, not like okay. Have you ever read? Oh my God, there's like this book about like octopuses or like trees that are like. Hold on a
Mm.
second. Let me Google this. And
Are
they're
you
not
telling me
like
this thing already
scientific.
exists?
Yeah. Okay, so there's this book called. Is this the book that I'm talking about? Hmm.
I'm readying to Google.
I know, I'm ready. Did you just, how are you Googling this? Literary
Okay, like there's
scientific
like
octopus?
The Hidden Life of Trees, which is like this forester basically wrote about trees and it like blends a little bit of research, but it's like also just like about like all of this knowledge this forester has like amassed over the course of his career. And it's like, okay, but like what if we took that and just like made it really literary and like made it very poetic in its prose? Like I feel like that would be really interesting.
Yeah.
I love that.
Sounds like
Okay.
something I'd read.
It
Yeah,
does sound like something Taylor would read.
I would
It
love
sounds
that.
like something I would start, not finish, and hand to Taylor to finish.
valid. I think, you know, Miley, Hannah, they get me too.
Yeah,
So
we get you.
I feel like this was not that off base.
Oh, no. You're all for it. I'm just an
Why is
extremely
it just
judgmental person.
Also valid. Fine.
Sarah Jane, what you got?
I think I would love to read a historical women's fiction, but with a fantasy twist. Like I just love fantasy as a genre, but I feel like there are so many untold women stories in our history, and I think it'd be so cool to kind of like blend the two, not as a and like using the fantasy as a way to sort of I don't know, expand on history and like different types of elements. I don't know. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, that was almost my exact one that I was going to say, actually. I was going to say like a historical, like a true historical literary something with a magic bend that like you're not expecting.
Yes. Love that.
Mm-hmm.
Love.
Cool. Apparently everybody is on Ari's side, so you know, I respect that.
Judge me all you want.
I know. My judgment comes from me again. Miley says, "Boy, have I got some books for you, Sarah Jane."
Oh, myself.
She's ready. All right, everybody. The time has come.
Oh,
The time has come for our next sprint. Are we ready to accomplish those goals?
Absolutely not, but here we go.
I love the confidence. All right. See you all in 40 minutes.
Yay!
Yay! How'd it go? Okay, I'm seeing thumbs up. Ari's bully.
I need to finish this thought. Give me 5
Go
seconds.
do it. Finish your thought. Everyone let us know how you did in the chat. Also, everyone say hi to Becca. I don't think she's here anymore, but she popped in for a minute and we love her. Tay, how'd you do?
I did pretty fan-freaking-tastic. I got... Oh, it went away. Hold on. Ba, 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 ba. 876 words during that. So I got 1,500. And I finished chapter 2 as well. So...
Sweet. I love it. You accomplished your goals and your dreams.
I did, and I love it. I love it. I'm having a great time.
That's wonderful. Okay, SJ, how'd you do?
Good. I finished the. Did I finish this chapter? Yes. So I finished a chapter, and I almost finished a second one, but I got a little stumped at the end. Like I wanted to add another paragraph, but the words weren't coming to me. So almost finished a second chapter.
Hey, I would say that's pretty freaking close. I think that counts. I love it. Ari, how'd you do?
I think I did 8 pages.
Okay.
Like I did a solid amount. We like hit our goal for the day, which is great.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I love it. I did not finish chapter 3, but I got really close. And then I got stressed, so I moved to chapter 5. So you know what? We will go back to it at another time. I was not the boy's voice was not coming to me, and that was not working. So I said, no, we're done here. And we will go back to him later. But it looks like everybody in the chat did pretty well. Let's see. Evelyn said 355. Also, hi, Becca. Anna regrettably ratted on the couch. That's okay, Anna. We're just happy you're here. Margot did some beta reading, new project notes, and started making dinner. That's incredible. Finished and submitted her short story. Okay. Ian got done what you needed to get done. Book 4 will be sent off in about 10 minutes. That was so fast, dude. You said you were going to be up all night. Adam said 0 words because they need to be formulated into coherent sentences before I try typing. That's fair. I can understand that. Jasmine said 348 words and looking all over the internet for a free math syllabus. I'm pretty sure her new story takes place in high school. Is that right? Correct me if I'm wrong, Jasmine. So I'm going to assume that's why you're looking for that. Ate dinner and reread another short scene. Hit my goal for the day 2. Anna ate dinner, almost done with this chapter. Ended up getting 918 total for the stream. That's incredible. Good job. Everybody, we're just doing the dang thing. We're writing the dang books. Slowly but surely, we are getting there.
One step at a time.
One word at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Where we go, shall we give our last sentences? What was the last line you worked on? I'll start because mine was, as a child, I used to think it was funny. Now I think it's strange. That's all I got for you.
Love it. Love
Taylor,
it.
last line?
The real last line?
Yeah.
Okay. Picking up the bowl I'd left on the steps, I went inside and let those thoughts consume me.
Oh. Not the consuming thoughts.
R.I.P.
Sarah Jane?
It is nothing fancy. The next morning, they moved from south of Thrace to Attica, positioned outside Athens. That's all.
Love it. Ari?
I actually like this one. Okay. There had to be some sort of explanation, but it was growing hard to figure one out.
Oh. I do like that.
Yeah.
Jasmine replied to me. She said it's at university, so it's even worse. There we go. Ian, we will share your last line and then we're gonna wrap up here. I love get down to the space. Haha. And you know what? If that ain't an Ian sentence, I don't know what is. All right, Tay, tell the people where they could find you.
Hey there, how do you do? You can find me here on YouTube at Taylor Ann Wright, or on Instagram at author Taylor Ann Wright. You can also buy the first edition of Venture Below right now. Kind of check it out. Get your toes dipped in the water, and then Venture Beyond is also available on Amazon. And I post new videos every Saturday. So
Yay.
Hi. You can find me here on YouTube at Hey It's SJ, as well as on Instagram at Hey It's SJ.
Yay.
Love it. Same. You can find me at REBPK on YouTube and Instagram / Ari's pages on YouTube. I haven't uploaded in a while, but hopefully will soon. So yeah.
Yay. Be sure to check out all of these wonderful human beings. They have wonderful channels, wonderful videos, and also are just wonderful friends in general. Thank you guys so much for streaming with me. I appreciate it.
yeah,
Thanks for having us.
Sure, dude. Anytime.
Also, everybody give this video a like. Everybody
that'd be great.
give this video a like. Go right
Thank you.
now. It's just a little thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up. Bloop.
Thank you, Taylor. Yes. All right. Have a wonderful night, you wonderful humans, and we will see you on the internet somewhere real soon. Probably. Maybe. We'll see. Okay, bye.
Bye.